everybody, I'm Eric the counselor.
And I'm Dez Perry.
This is a lifestyle show
About improving your mental health.
You ready?
Let's experience mental health. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Experience Mental Health Podcast. I'm your host, Dez Perry.
What it do, folks? I am the one and only Eric the counselor.
Not what it do. What it do. I feel like you said what it do a lot back in your day. Like when you was in college, you said what it do all the time.
We just saw the who was that on the Versus last night?
Jeezy and Gucci. I feel like first of all, let's real quick. Who was you going for?
I was going for Jeezy. I was.
Man, let me tell you something. So
I knew Jeezy was gonna come out of there with
I knew Jeezy had hits, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was Team Gucci last night. But I ain't gonna lie, Jeezy took that. Took that. I was Team Gucci. Going in, I was Team Gucci because all through high school, that's who we was on all Gucci, day. Man. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that they had beef like that.
You ain't know? I feel like that was like known, and it was early. Like that was known, like from the So Icy. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody talk about how epic of a moment that was at the end for them to even perform So Icy right there at the end. Like that from the time when that song was made. It was beef.
That's when the beef was really.
Yeah,
I remember that song was out, man. I was in Atlanta for New Year's one year, and that was like the song. Like,
So I said, come on now. I
got good memories of that song. But hey, I'm glad I hope they. I mean, it's kind of hard to squash a beef when somebody tries to have you killed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Then you end up killing the person. I mean, that's. I don't know, man. That's just.
It's a lot to that story, and it's deep. But I think what's so good and so positive about the whole outcome is that, you know, when Gucci ultimately said what he said at the end of it, and he was just like, I accept your olive branch. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, we can put that stuff behind it now. To see them actually do it, you know, will be great. And I hope that, you know, they're able to move on, do bigger, better things, maybe come out with an album, mixtape, something, you know, and when the world opens back up, do a tour. But, you know, I feel like there's so much more that you can do as opposed to, you know, stay beefing and stay, you know, hating on each other. So, man, it's a lot.
If there's a beef that continues on, I don't know. That's one that I can kind of understand.
Yeah.
You know,
not you can understand.
I can kind of understand.
No, I understand why they beef. I get it.
I think I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Maybe for a while. Anyway, we've got another great show for you guys today. We really love bringing everyday people on the show to share their own story, their own experience with mental health. This is not a show where we want to always bring in these heavy hitters and celebrities and all that. We want to talk to regular, everyday people. Because we're all dealing with mental health to some degree. Before we start off today's show, I always got to send a big shout out to our folks at the Great Combo Media.
Yes, sir.
Excited about being a part of the Great Combo Media family. So if you are looking for great culturally relevant great culturally relevant podcasting, I want to invite you to go check out greatcombo.com where the chatter matters.
Come on now.
It's a great platform. We're really excited to be a part of that. Shout out to all of our subscribers on YouTube. Y'all running us up a little bit. We ticking up there. We need to get that up to 200. We almost there. I think let's get it to 200. We
about to hit that 200 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But
let's do this. Let's give every listener and subscriber an assignment. We need you to get one person to subscribe.
Share. Okay, right. So that means if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And then you're going to send it to your mama, your cousin, your daddy, your uncle, somebody, and tell them, hey, go subscribe to this podcast real quick on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Experience Mental Health. We'll greatly appreciate it, man. You won't be disappointed, let down. It's a great show. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in.
And we appreciate you all over the world. Wherever you are listening, you are tuned in to a great show. We got Chris Johnson on with us today. Chris Johnson is, I'm on a roll, man. I got more family on the show.
Man, got another nephew.
Got more family on the show. Chris, we asked him to come on let's just talk about mental health. Let's just talk about how it plays out in his own life. He has decided to share some of his personal story, which I think many of you are going to be drawn to. But we're going to introduce Chris. Go ahead and bring him on into the spot.
All right. Bam. Look, he already there. Boom.
What's up, Neff?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Look, he got the cool. He done turned his sauce on now.
Yeah.
Boy, son got a little deep. What's up?
He
Got
real.
the cup.
And we ain't gonna tell you what he's sipping on over there. We ain't seen him. He got big bottles over there. I just want to point that out.
Nah, what you sipping on? What you sipping on over there now?
Just it's just right now. It's just some.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Slight, a little Patron, you know what I'm saying? Some slight.
This just the beginning to what's gonna probably happen to tonight. Go give me another bottle. What I like. I like Casamigos.
Yeah.
But this to do for right now. Just for the,
you know what I'm saying? It's just some slight. First of all, how long have you had that bottle? Like, how long have you been sipping on that junk?
I think it's been here maybe a week and a half.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna take all the credit for it.
Okay.
But it's been here about maybe a week.
Gotcha.
I would have that bottle for like 3 months.
The rest of the year.
Minimum. Like, minimum of 3 months if I had
a lot of people like coming over to the house. I got plenty of siblings, so we like to host parties and gatherings. I'm not gonna say parties, but we like to host gatherings. My siblings come over, some of my mom friends and my dad friends, they like hosting and, we make drinks. They always get me to make the drinks. I'm like the drink maker around here.
Okay. Little bartender situation.
Yeah, I know how to mix it up and, whip it right, get it right, and, get everybody situated. So
get everybody feeling good up in there.
Yeah.
You heavy handed on the liquor.
Yeah.
It ain't no 1.5 ounce shot.
All right, so we want to go ahead and get into the conversation for today. So, Chris, just to get this conversation jumped off and started, tell us what comes to mind when you think about mental health.
When I think about mental health, really just overall stability, mental stability, physical stability, emotional stability. Your mind is really, I don't want to say the epic center, but it's just really the center of like everything. If your mind is not right, your grind not gonna be right. You're not gonna know how to love properly. You don't want to be loved. You're not gonna know how to communicate. And so if your mental health is really big in our everyday life, even if we don't understand it or actually address it, is there in the way that we walk and talk and how we connect with the world. And so I think the main word is just stability.
Stability, man. That's a good word. And so I think it's a good transition into one of the things that you want to talk about, Chris. And so you have found yourself dealing with the law, right? You have found yourself in a situation where I'm pretty sure don't want to be in.
Don't
tell us about that. Talk to us about like to the extent that you feel comfortable. What's going on?
Just a general synopsis. What's going on is just me and my brother. We ended up catching a case last September, right after his birthday, like literally a week after his birthday. His birthday was September 13th. He come back from Vegas. A week later, the laws was at our doors like, all right, we need you to come with us, and they really weren't trying to let us go, through the grace of God, things kind of eased up. My brother is still incarcerated at the moment, but it's just because he's dealing with other things outside of the case that we both share. And, hopefully every day I pray that he'll be home soon. And, it's just been kind of like a challenging thing, we're not bad kids, we were raised right. It's just a situation where like if the streets come knocking, come calling, you got to pick up that phone, and how you answer that phone is just how your situation is gonna play out. So it's just one of those things like it could have been avoided, but it wasn't avoided. It wasn't premeditated. It was just something that just fell in our laps, and we made the best of, or we're making the best of our situation as best as possible.
So I understand. I know you are potentially facing some time, like
potentially facing up to my charges, carry up to 15 years. Uh, I highly doubt. I pray. I don't do any jail time, but I highly doubt that I see 15 years or even 10 years. Just gotta let things play out in court. I have one of the best attorneys in the city, and he's gonna fight. We got our bootstraps on, and we're ready to go to war. And
Mm.
get this thing out. Like it's kind of scary right now because it's just the beginning. The virus has slowed a lot of things down, so it's been things haven't been moving as quickly as they normally would. So it's just kind of that thing just looming in the back, like it could go this way, it could go that way, but that's just the nature of this thing. You just
Yeah.
got to deal with it
Mm-hmm.
one day at a time, and hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst.
So
Yeah.
how is the fact that you are potentially facing up to 15 years, and even though the likelihood is not that you will do that, but just
Mm.
how is that playing on your mental? Like,
Right, right. I can only imagine, man.
Honestly, to be truthful, it's kind of it's scary. Not saying that like I don't want to. Not saying like like it's just scary because I'm not in control of my future or my livelihood as I would like to be. Like you grow up to be an independent person, and then there you have this system that's able to just dictate your life, and you're at their control, at their will, so they can have a bad day, wake up and be mad, like the judge, his wife, called him, a name. He didn't clean up the garage, and she just been nagging on him all week. Or you could have a lawyer who, a prosecutor who was just pissed off. They're having hardships with their life, and their decision and how their life is affecting them could play out in court, and how they treat you. Like they don't might not have anything against you as a person, but they have a job where they want to be winners, and they want to be stars, and they want to look good amongst their peers. So all that stuff kind of plays in the back of your head, and it's like, damn, like these
yeah,
people really got the power to like set me back, no, set me back and hold me captive, for however many long, however deem they see fit. And then it's just one of those things like honestly, it's just oh, that's kind of hard to put in words. Like you try not to think about it, but you think about it, and then the more you think about it, the more you get sad and you get anxious, and your
Hmm.
anxiety starts to loom, and you can put yourself into a funk like that, and it's just one of those things that it's just an all around, like bad situation, because not only does it affect me, but it affects my mom, my dad, my brothers, my family. Like we're a close knit family. Like my uncle could tell you, like we always have events, where we all come together and try to build and build those memories. Like my uncle, he had a big role in my life. Like he was one of my first mentors, growing up. He had a program, All Kings Men, and his very purpose of that organization was to prevent this type of outcome for not only me but other people who look like me, other Nashville uh youth. It's a very high epidemic here, crime epidemic here, where like it's just violent in Nashville amongst the youth. It's just very
Hmm.
violent, and we
Yeah.
have a lot of mass incarceration here. With North Nashville having like one of the most populated incarcerated zip codes, in the entire USA. Like it's just a lot going on in Nashville, with crime and poverty and violence, and it's just hard to
Hmm.
not fall into that, that trap. So it's just a lot of wear and tear on your body, man.
Right, right. And so with all that wear and tear and some of the things that you mentioned that you're going through, the high level of stress, going into, are there anything that you are doing currently to I guess kind of help with that stuff as far as like your self-care and things like that? What some things that kind of help you, put your mind in a better mind state and move
Yeah, no,
forward?
you know, I definitely understand the question. So what I do, first and foremost, I pray. I've always been a praying person. I was baptized many years ago when I was younger. I was active in the church. I kind of, as I got older, kind of did my own thing. Like, I guess the church doesn't really connect to you in a way that you want the church to, but you're still spiritual. You still follow, your teachings. Like you still read and, actively search for, your purpose or
Right.
your relationship with Jesus and God. And so I pray. I talk to my girlfriend a lot. She helped me stay stress free, and then I go to the gym. I work out, I weight train, and then I go box on the weekends. So I'm at the boxing gym too. Just finding ways to stay fit, get my mind right, staying sharp, and then
Yeah.
I hang out. My peoples.
Yeah.
Turn up. You
Yeah.
know,
Now
listen
you
to
got,
music.
and it's that stuff is important, for anybody that, is dealing with high levels of stress. I know Eric talks about that all the time, with finding some type of self-care to get yourself in a better mind state, because you could easily fall into that situation where, you allow the situations and the things that's around you to kind of like engulf you, and you just you stuck, you're not doing anything.
Once you lay down, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna stay down, and
Yeah.
kind of hard to get up. So I
Yeah.
try to stay up, like I took some punches, but I could take a hit. It ain't what don't kill you make you stronger, and
Oh, most definitely.
I'm not gonna be a cliche and say like God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers.
Yeah.
Because I can honestly say like I had an active part in my free will. Like this might not have been God's plan for me, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but some days I think it was inevitable. I'll say because I went to college, so like I went to college, I graduated. I was on my way to law school, and then my brother was in 2008. My brother was killed. He was shot and murdered,
Oh wow.
and that
18.
kind of
You
yeah.
said 2008. It was 2018.
Yeah, 2018. My bad. Yeah,
Okay.
2008. Yeah, and that just kind of shook me, because I was already, dealing with deaths of other friends and, still kind of grieving, like my aunt had died in 2017. So it was just a lot going on. And that was just like the last straw. Like that was what they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. Like, um, it's, it's war now. Like, so it is whatever happens, kind of happens and,
I
still
kind
kind of
of I kind of want to talk with you about grief because there's I know many times I know I've said this many times that and Chris just talked about this. I've shared the story that I had a cousin nephew that was killed on the same day that my son was born,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
right? And so I've had my own dealings with that. And so not only did Chris lose a brother, he said he lost his aunt and he lost his grandmother
Mm.
relatively short time after all this happened. Chris, how much time was that? Like
Really 3 years back to back. I
in three
lost my
years?
Yeah, I
Wow.
lost my aunt 2017. That was my mom's sister. She named me, gave me my name.
Wow.
And then my brother was 2018, and like my aunt, I think she died like she. Oh, shit.
You
Oh, you
My
good.
bad.
It's all
My
good.
phone. No, my phone want to tick. Ain't nobody talking all day.
All day. They want to hit you up
Yeah.
now. It's all good.
Oh man, hold on. We get back to it. Okay. So at first, what was I saying? So in 2017, my aunt passed away, and then literally like that was in the fall, maybe July. I think it was. Yeah, it was July. It was July. Her birthday was August the 11th. I want to say that was her birthday. So she died. She passed away maybe like a week or two before her birthday.
For them.
And
Mm-hmm.
then that following May, my brother was shot down and he was killed. And then 2019, um, when me and my brother had first bonded out from our little situation, dealing with the law, like we was able to bond out. That same week, my grandmother passed away.
Wow.
And so it's just been like back to back, just L after L after L after L. And it just, it'd be kind of hard um, to deal with. But I guess it's just, I don't know, one of those things.
Yeah.
Chris.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, how are you dealing with grief? I know you wanted to talk about grief, so like, how are you dealing with all this?
Man, honestly, I think I do a good job, but at the same time, I don't think that I do a good job. Really about I think, yeah, of course, I love my granny and I love my aunt. Like they were very purposeful in my life. Like, I always hung out with my granny. Like me and my granny were like best friends. Like I text her all the time. We hang out. I take her to the movies. I take my aunt to the movies. We were always hang out. I remember one time like I got suspended from school for a fight with my brother. We always had each other backs. We got guy was trying to, rough him up, and I'm like, you're not gonna touch my brother, so we just had to rough him up as a unit. And I got suspended, and I went to my granny house, and she took me to the movies. Like it wasn't even, it was just like
Mm-hmm.
it was just like that's just our type of relationship. But my brother, that's just real. That was real different. Like we shared like everything, like the same clothes, like not to be nasty, but we kind of wore the same drawers, the same socks. Like we always shared everything, like not just him, but all of us. Like it's 9 boys, and we're all close in age, so we
Yeah.
were all each other
What
clothes.
was you two's age difference?
The age difference,
Y'all about
maybe
3 years apart.
no, I think it's like 6, maybe,
6
How old are
maybe
you,
years.
6.
Chris?
I'm 27. Yeah, I'm 27, and I think my brother, he was turning. I think he turns 23 this year.
Yeah,
I think maybe 22. I think it's
I
one of
think he's
those.
20. He's gonna be 20. He was gonna turn 23 this year.
Yeah, so he turned 23 this year. So that's 4 years. So we like 4 years apart, but it's some brothers in between us.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
like makes it like a link. It's like
Yeah.
I got a brother who was born in January. Like my dad was just like an ultra thought. Like
He said
he
ultra
was just
thought.
out here. Even if it's
A lot of kids.
it's like he got a lot of kids, but
It's a lot of y'all.
yeah, so we all really close in age, but like my brother, that was just one of them things. Like I said, we shared everything. Like we all used to sleep on the same pallet together. Just always getting in trouble together, having good memories together, going to the fair.
Yeah.
Making birthday wishes. Christmases and sharing those things. Like playing with his toys, he playing with everybody else's toys, and like I kind of honestly, I kind of cry about that like every day, if not every other day. Like I could just be like driving down the street and I think of him, like something would happen, like I hear a song and it'll make me think of him, or I could go to the store, go to Kroger's and see some food that he would like to eat and candy that he would like to eat and stuff like that. And then I just be like, dang, like my brother really not here. And then like I just kind of like find a way to like try to hide my tears and just try to play it cool, but like deep down, like I'm really hurt. Like the grieving part, like I'm not. I'm still like at that angry phase. Like I don't think uh I can't say that.
You don't want
I
to
can't
say it.
say that. I was just still I'm still
Yeah.
in the angry phase of it. I
Yeah.
guess like they say there's 5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
Like acceptance and anger and in denial and all that stuff. So I think I'm still in like the anger stage. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not over it. Like I
Yeah.
can't get over it to even
Yeah.
start to process and, move on with my life. Like I'm just like angry. Like every time I think about it, like I get mad. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like
Yeah, nah, and I definitely I can't necessarily say I relate to that particular situation, but I do have a brother that is, and we're just as you described. I think I'm just as close to my brother as you were with your brother. Like we shared everything, did everything together. So like just kind of like hearing you talk about how you ultimately miss them, and you can just be riding down the street and hear a song, because I know there's 50 million things that if my brother was to pass today, that I don't think I could go a day without even thinking about him, because again, I talk to him every day. It could be a movie, a song, something. We worked at our first jobs was Kroger's. We worked at Kroger's together over in Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even like pull up in this Kroger's without thinking about, my brother. So yeah, I definitely see what you.
eerie. It's like real eerie, and I know like my uncle can relate to that too. With like, well, he's my cousin, but he's older, so much
He's
older
talking
than
about
me.
me. He's talking about me.
So we call him uncle, but he also lost a sibling, so like he understands like dang, that person that you spend like all your time with, like me and my siblings, like we're so close to like we would go against my dad if like my dad yelled at like one of us too loud, or like we felt like one of the parents unjustly, punished us. Hold on, like it's more of us than it
Yeah,
is you. Like
It's a lot more.
yeah, you feel me? So like tread carefully, because like we can all raise hell in here.
Right.
Like we was always raised like this, so it was always us against like anybody, like
Yeah.
mom, dad, cousins, whatever. Like it was us against anybody, and so it's just that brotherhood, that sisterhood. Like we got some sisters too, who gonna ride, and it's just all been just like discombobulated. It's like you missing like your other half, and I think
Yeah.
like it's just been real hard to like process and like let that go to even start healing. Like it's just
Yeah. It's been said that and you're right, I lost my sibling. I didn't lose her to violence like you did. But nevertheless, it's still a loss. And it's been said that there's no loss more greater than the loss of a sibling. And it's really because of the reasons you're describing, Chris, is that we're always together. Like we grow up together. Like I remember I stayed with you guys for a couple months in one summer, and y'all should try to, gang up on me. I should handle all y'all one at a time. But
up a few times,
yeah, but I know y'all was working, Eric. Little Eric.
We tried to, but the thing is, like, there's no.
We tried.
They tried. There was, there was no. Tried. I'm like a young, recent college graduate, like in the best shape. They some little kids. They like some little fellas.
I think we was all like in middle school and elementary, but like.
But
we got a brother who was he wasn't Eric height, but he had kind of Eric's build, and he was a little older. So, we used to push him first.
Yeah, go ahead.
He got roughed up, we'd come and, be his backup.
But yeah, can't you, like, all these stories, like you have those types of stories and relationships with siblings. You don't have that with your parents. I mean, you have a relationship with them, but parents are parents, siblings are like, we right here all the time.
Yeah.
Like holding hands, crossing the street together, going to school together.
When you mad,
everything.
All y'all do is complain about the parent. Man, mama, man, she came in there and told me. All you doing is complaining about them.
and so that's the worst loss, man. When you lose somebody that close to you, it's tough, Chris. And man, just thinking about all that, like I know the story, I know the backstories, I know all this. We're family, so I know this. And then I'm thinking about what you are facing. Yeah, and I'm thinking about the what you said about when you think about mental health and you said stability. I'm wondering, do you feel stable?
I feel it's an off and on thing. Like some days I do, and some days I walk with my head up high and my chest up high. I mean, my chest puffed out, and I feel real good, and I'm upbeat, and I'm like, hey, this gonna work out. Like it's just a testament. Like even if I have to go, it's just this is preparing me for, the next chapter in my life. I'm one what was it? Last November, I had no job. I was trying to get a job. My breaker was all kind of messed up, and it was just hard to get a job. And I was working at Nordstrom's for like 2 weeks. And the day before I got fired because of my background check, a guy came up to me and he told me about the story about Joseph. And at first, I didn't know what he was talking about. It was a biblical story. I didn't know what he was talking about. But he started to explain how Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, but
Mm-hmm.
him being sold into slavery was the I guess the catalyst for, or I don't want to say the catalyst, but it was that was his purpose so that he could save um Egypt and unanimously the world. Like he was put in hell to get to heaven so that he could save everybody else from hell. So he had to endure being stabbed in the back, the arrows and all that. He had to take the bullets for everybody. And, that story kind of stuck with me. And it was like, whatever happens, it's going to be for the best. Like, I'll find a way to get through it. But then it'd be days where, I just sit in the corner and I just be like, damn, like, why me? Out of all the things, I see out here, I'd be like, well, damn, man, like this person that ain't, he did this and he did that, like he fine, Lord. Or I just start comparing my situation to everybody else's, and they comparison is the thief of joy. I
Mhm.
think it's
That's it.
the quote, yeah.
That's it.
And it started to bother me. And then not only that, I hear what people say about me, and like that kind of gets to me too, and that kind of puts me in like that mood where it's just like it's me against everybody, because like I can hear what people saying, like the doubts of like, is he gonna cooperate, or how his mama didn't raise him like that, his parents didn't raise him like that, and are they some bad kids? Like, their parents going through a lot, and it's just all kind of division and, things like that. It just be weighing on me, and it just be like, I don't really know how to interpret that because, like I said, we were such a close knit family. And it's like now, like that my brother died, it's like we missing that it's a void there, and it's just been filled with like division. Like everybody don't see eye to eye no more. Everybody not as close anymore. And it kind of bothered me. So it's just one
Mm-hmm.
of them things. Like it's just a day to day thing. Like some days I'm in a good day, I'm in a good mood, and you know
Yeah.
my day be
Yeah.
smooth. And then the other days where I just want to hide in the corner, put my hood down and just crying, like just think of a way to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some days I'll be like, man, I'm gonna just run to Mexico. Some days I'll be like,
Right. Don't look,
I'm just
don't run to
hiding.
Mexico. Don't make it worse. But look, I'm gonna put the
Yeah,
pressure on Eric real quick. So, Eric, hearing Chris situation and things like that he's dealing with currently, like what is like something immediately, like I guess more immediate that he can do to get out of that funk when he is, down and wants to have his head, his hoodie on and sit in the corner and just be
Yeah.
there within his feelings. So like what are some like a good, I guess, mechanism that he can use to come up out of that down feeling?
Yeah. I would say to remind yourself of all the things that you're grateful for.
yeah,
When you're in those moments where you feel low, it happens to all of us, right? Um, that's a real good time to remind yourself of every single thing that you're grateful for, no matter how big or small, that's the immediate thing I would say. But I know Chris is doing other things like going to the gym and going
Right,
to
right. Mention
the
that. Yeah.
boxing. I know you riding that bike. It's kind of cold now. You probably ain't riding that
yeah.
no
I rode it. Actually, I rode it like a week ago. I
more.
mean, it's been kind of cold, so I haven't really been on it. But
Yeah,
before it got cold, like I was doing my thing on the bike.
yeah. Just be active. Stay active.
Yeah,
Keep good people around you. Um, like your girlfriend and whoever, you know, and again, basically remind yourself of everything that you're grateful for. And that goes
Yeah.
for anybody. If you're feeling low, always remind yourself of all the things that you have to be grateful for, even if it's just the fact that you are still alive.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
that positive thinking can actually help change a mood. Moods don't last forever.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's like it's always that. It's like you, Chris, like you said, it's always that thing looming. You know what I'm saying? You can't get too far ahead of yourself because you got this thing, you know,
Yeah.
that's kind of standing there. And I do think about that. I do, man, about you and your brother, not Mister, but well, him. Mister's a guy who passed.
Yeah.
Um, Worm, you know, I just think about you guys, and you're right. You guys, you know, y'all didn't have like the absolute best upbringing, but I was there. I know what y'all had. It was good.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I know your mom, like, and of course, I know your parents. Man, y'all had, you know, y'all
Enough.
had more than most kids. Put
Yeah.
it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it is surprising to me that the two of you found yourselves in the situation that you're in. But it's like you said, Chris. You know, when the streets come knocking, it's all about how you respond to it. Oh, I like how you put that, man. That was
Mhm.
very well said. And the outcome is going to be how you respond to it as well.
But real quickly, like, I want to speak to that. So, you know, like they have like all these statistics where they say like, people who, I guess, people who are in close relationships with people who have been incarcerated usually follow that path.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
not to blame my dad, because I really wouldn't put the blame on my dad. I would put it not even really blaming nobody, because I think we look more to my older brother who went to jail, who was looking at my dad who went to jail. So like we really we saw my dad, but it wasn't really like, you know, we was out there to touch him, as you know, like how we did my oldest brother. And I think we kind of followed his footsteps. And you know, like I be talking to him about it, and you know, he kind of feel bad because you know he kind of feel guilty, like, man, I introduced y'all to a lifestyle that like was detrimental to the, you know, like it was unhealthy, you know, like it was a phase in my life, you know, what I did to survive. But like you guys took it and like ran with it. Like it was like I implemented something in y'all that, you know, was just like what I was doing at the time. But you know, you guys embraced it. Like you guys took it from like 0 to 100. And you know, I just, you know, it's just one of them things like I don't want to say you are what you see, but you kind of just get used to, not even used to. It's just like you, we're not bad kids.
Right. Right.
We just mirrored, I guess, mirrored what we saw,
What we saw,
what
the
we saw.
examples y'all had in front of y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like
Mhm.
we idolized, like, well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but I know I idolized my brother. Like he was like the coolest dude to me
Mhm.
ever. Like
It
both.
wasn't me. I wasn't. You didn't idolize me. I was
No,
cool.
no, no. I did
Bro, you
idolize.
was lame,
Look,
Eric. You was
but
not.
the crazy thing is that like my oldest brother, he always said how he used to run after you. And
Yeah, he
so
did.
in a way,
Mm.
like you and Uncle Troy, like y'all was kind of like the groundwork for my brother, because he used to chase after y'all. Him and
Yeah.
Montez used to chase after y'all, and we chasing after my brother. And you know, we just all kind of ended up back to, I guess, back to my dad or back to whoever you
Mhm.
looked up to. But it was so many batons in between each other that like we really never caught up to like see the other side. Like we just saw like the cool points. Like we ain't see the pain, we ain't see the misery, we ain't see the heartbreaks. We just saw like the cool stuff, you know, like what they showed us with their mask on. And so, you know, we kind of, you know, just took it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
it's
on.
good that you even mentioning that, because like I said, we need that whole, narrative to kind of even just change about, that street life, you know what I'm saying? Because even for myself, it wasn't a lot of examples of men saying that this isn't the way to go. If anything, you saw that this was the life you wanted to live. And then everybody in school was talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a gang and this and that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, everybody was like on that. And so for you to even like acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, that what it is that the lifestyle that y'all did once live, wasn't the best route to take. I think, there's nothing better than, passing that information along to the next person or the next young man that you may come in contact with to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, this ain't even, you know what I'm saying, what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, listen,
definitely.
Neff, look, we could talk all day, but we've run out of time, man. We really do appreciate you coming on and just sharing. Like, you've said some things real open, like you talked about your vulnerabilities, you talked about crying, you talked about being sad, you talked about having ups and downs, which I think is important for other men to hear, because I don't care who you are. You ain't just going through this life just tough, like, oh, I'm the tough guy, tough as nails. Nothing phases me. I don't care who you are, unless you're like a psychopath or somebody who's just unable mentally to connect with emotions. You're going to feel any range of emotions. And I know it had to take some courage for you to even share how you felt. But I do appreciate you, man. I love you. I'm gonna be there with you, man, no matter what the deal is. I think about it all the time. It's like I'm preparing myself for the future as well, which that's a whole nother show in and of itself. But you got any last words, man, for us before we let you go today, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Real quick, let me give a shout out first and foremost. I want to give a shout out to my parents. I love y'all. I hope y'all can forgive us for all the pain that we ever caused y'all. Family. I hope y'all could, treat us like family. I want to give a shout out to all my siblings, 12 of us. Long live my brother, long live the guys, free the guys, real big shout out to Nashville, shout out to Uncle E, shout out to his co-host, shout out to, the Mental Health Podcast. That's how we doing it.
Okay, yeah.
That is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna end it right there. As always, folks, we appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and you guys have your marching orders. Share the show with your people and get at least one other person to subscribe to the show. If you'd like to join our text club, send a text message to 3116 with the
What
letters.
they got to text though? What they got to text?
Got to text EMH.
EMH.
I didn't say that.
I don't think it don't even matter. It don't even matter.
They know now. But listen, be sure to just send that text EMH to 31996, and you will get this and every other episode sent directly to your phone. Dez, last words.
Happening? Man, last words. I guess the biggest thing is to whatever that people are going through, always make sure you take care of yourself mentally. You know what I'm saying? Find some type of self-care, some type of something that gets you out of those funks, and you know what I'm saying, to continue to push forward and, do better. Come on now.
Do better.
That's all
we're gonna end it right there.
We're gonna end it right there.
Make it a great day, folks. Take care. Yo, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, comment, and share this with all of your friends. And also be sure to subscribe and then go check out some of our past episodes. Make it a great day.